Hello students, hope you all are doing good and are anxious to learn further topics of geography first chapter resources. So far in last session we have learned resources and utility, value of resources, time and technology and types of resources. We have learned first topic of resource, that is natural resource. Today we will learn types of natural resources, human-made resources, conserving resources and principle of sustainable resources. So let's get started with the first topic, types of natural resources. In this topic we will learn how many types of natural resources are there. There are numerous resources and those numerous resources have their own different properties, like the light of the sun is since last millions of years and will be there for next millions of years. It was and it will be always there. It will not exhaust. Another is coal. It is also a natural resource, but it can exhaust. The same way, water is a natural resource. Water is everywhere on earth. On the other side, petroleum is also a natural resource, but it is not found everywhere. It is in the we cannot find it everywhere in the world. In this way, you can classify natural resources into different parameters, into exhaustible and non-exhaustible natural resource. Natural resources found everywhere and natural resources found in few places. In such way, natural resources have been classified in four ways depending upon their level of development. In this term, development is used for technology. Apart from this, their origin, where have the natural resources come from? Then their stock, that is how much quantity do we have of the particular natural resource. Lastly, how is their distribution? Is it very everywhere or in few places? Let's discuss the parameters in particular. First is on the basis of development, actual and potential. If we see resources on the basis of development, then they are of two types, actual and potential. Difference between the two is actual resource are those resources which we use presently. We have the technology to use them. The resources that we are using presently, we know they we know the quality of the same. For example, coal deposits, coal mines, we know how much is the quantity and how long will it be available. As per our today's use of the coal, along with it, petroleum wells in the West Asia, dark soil in Deccan plateaus. These are the resources which we are using presently. This was about actual resource. Let's look at the potential. Potential resources are those we are not using. We do not have technology to use them, but we are working on technology so that in future we will have the technology to use such resources. When we are thinking of future, using such resources in future, so we can't even tell the quantity of that resource. Which technology may evolve and which resource we will be needed for which technology. The level of technology is not enough to utilize these resources. So those potential resources can be useful for us in future. Like humans never used high winds for generating electricity. So then high winds were potential resources. They had potential of can be used. But 200 years ago we did not had technology. But Today we have windmills which generate electricity from wind. As we started generating electricity from wind energy, it became actual resource. In this way, we can understand the resource that we start using is actual resource, and remaining things are potential resource. The next classification is on the basis of origin. Origin means where have these resources come from. If we classify resources by its origin, then we have biotic and abiotic. Term itself has the meaning. Bio means life. So biotic are resources that have come from life forms, from things which are alive sometime or had life. And abiotic means non-living, resources made from non-living things. Plants and animals are biotic resource. Apart from this, rock, soil and mineral are abiotic, as there is no life in rock and soil. Next parameter is on the basis of stock. What is the meaning of stock? Stock means we know the quantity of thing, like we know how much is the quantity with us it fulfills, or we do not have the quantity, it's empty or finished, or we don't have it. On the basis of stock means which resource we have more or which resource we have less. If we take on the basis of stock, resources are of two types, renewable and non-renewable. In the word renewable, new means new and renew means something becomes new again. If something becomes new again, then you will have it in large quantity. On the other hand, non-renewable means the things cannot become new. If we will visualize in a way that we have a X chocolate box, we take out many chocolates from it, and chocolates get renewed in the box due to some magic. Then you will never be short of chocolates. And on the other hand, you have a Y chocolate box from which you take some chocolates and it refills with the chocolates very slow, which is of no use to you. Then this is called non-renewable. The chocolate in Y box will be always less comparatively to box X. The chocolate in Y box will be always less comparatively to the box X. The sources which renew quickly are renewable sources. Sources like solar and wind are renewable, like sunlight will never be short of it. It was and it will be coming. In the same way, wind was there and will be there, it will never end or finish. So solar energy and wind energy are renewable and also they are unlimited. Water and forest are renewable sources, but water is renewable as it has a water cycle. Water vapors come from clouds, it rains again, water evaporates, it is a cycle which goes on. Forest is also a renewable resource. If you cut the forest to an extent, it will grow again. Water and forest are renewable but not unlimited. They renew but take time. Due to deforestation, water level is going down and many parts of the world are facing problems of water scarcity. This was all about renewable, which renew again. Some are unlimited and some are limited. Now, non-renewable, they are limited in stock. If this non-renewable resource finish or exhaust, it may take thousands of years to be renewed. For example, coal, petroleum and natural gas. Let's look at next parameter on the basis of distribution. If we see natural resources on the basis of distribution can be of two types. One is ubiquitous. The pronunciation is ubiquitous. 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 The pronunciation is ubiquitous, which means resources those are found all around the world, and another is localized, which means limited areas. Resources like air, water, sun, which can be found everywhere, are ubiquitous. Natural resources which are found in some places is called localized, like copper mines and iron mines. They are not found everywhere. They are in some special places. So these are called localized resources. These all were natural resources. Let's move on to the next resource. Next resource is human-made resource, which means resource made by human. Sometimes we can use some natural resource only if we change their forms or modify them. For example, we get iron ore in natural means iron mines. People cannot use iron ore unless they are extract from them by doing different process. Some examples of human-made resources using natural resources are buildings, bridges, roads, machines, vehicles. Till now, we have learned two types of resources. First was natural, second was human-made resource. Third is human resource. That is, we human ourselves, it is people who create knowledge, skill and technologies. With technology, we get new resources and we develop. So, human is resource in itself. Proper education and health makes people or human more valuable. If the quality of people's skill will improve, technology will improve. More resources will be created. This is known as human resource development. Next topic is conserving resources. Conserving is saving. That is saving something. As we have learned, there are many resources which are very important for us, but by using them they are getting reduced, like drinkable water, forest. They reduce when we use them, but they are important for living and development too. So saving such resources is necessary for if we use them to an extent that they will exhaust completely. So resources should be used carefully and given time to get renewed. For example, we use lot of paper. To make paper, we have to cut forest. So we have to give forest enough time to grow again. Then only the resource will be available again and saved for future. Balance between needful resource and also conserve them for future is called sustainable development. In other words, use the resource as per the need but save the same for the future. Sustainable development can be done by reducing consumption, like for example, use less paper, less trees will be cut. Apart from it, recycling things. Paper, for example, can be recycled and reused, which means the same to use the thing again. means the same or to use the things again, like water reduce consumption of water, recycle water and reuse water. The three way are used for saving any resource getting exhausted. Sustainable development aims to preserve resources for future generation. If we only do development, one day, for example, all trees will be exhausted. It will be difficult for us to breathe. Also, it will be a big problem for us. So we have to use resources carefully for our future generation. Future of our earth depends on how much we are able to preserve. Preserve means how much we can save. That life support system which nature has given us. Nature has given us clean water, nature has given us clean air, so it's our responsibility to save such life support system. For future of our earth depends on it. The way global warming is increasing, various imbalances are happening in any sense, be it pesticides, radiation or imbalance is increasing nature. Future of our planet depends on how much balance we maintain. It is our duty to ensure that all uses of renewable and non-renewable resources are sustainable. Diversity means different forms of life on earth should also be conserved. If should not happen that all animals are extinct, like tigers are endangered species. In the same way, many species are endangered and will become extinct. Future generations may not be able to see them, so we have to preserve them for future generation. When we are doing development, environment will damage. It's natural, but we should try to have environment as minimum as possible. So we should harm environment as minimum as possible, and that's very important. Last topic is principles of sustainable development. We have learnt the meaning of sustainable development, that is minimize use of resources so that we can preserve them for our future generation. These are the principles of sustainable development. Respect and care for all forms of life means it is our responsibility to conserve all the living organisms. Second, improve the quality of human life means technology for the betterment of human. Conserving the earth's vitality and diversity to conserve life and various life forms. Minimize the depletion of natural resources. Reduce the depletion means consumption of a resource faster than it can replenish. So we have to reduce use of resources. Change personal attitudes and practices towards environment means we should start making minimum use of water, reuse water or save water, and plant more trees. Enable communities to care for their own environment means to give responsibilities to the communities staying in forest, that they also can take care of the environment, as these communities understand those forests much better. So that was a chapter first for you. I hope you have understood all the topics covered in session 1 and 2. We will send session 3 as question answer session. Do write them in respective notebooks, and before that again I would tell you, please read the textbook, underline the hard words, note them down, recite them. So till then, bye and take care.